星と深淵を目指せ。お二人ともまたお会いしました。
キャサリン、何かオイラたちにいい依頼はないか？
依頼ですか？そうですね。本日の午後、教令院で行われる学術報告会にて愛の詩を読む。こんな依頼はいかがでしょう？
なんて？
さらに詩を読んだ後の皆さんの反応も写真。
なんでそんな依頼があるんだよ。
そうですか。どうやらこの依頼は、でしたらオルモス港にいるエルマイト旅団の団員を孤児院で働くように説得してきていただく。
なんだよそれ。
ええ、傭兵たちの反応もきっと。
ちょっと聞きたいんだけど、これってどんなやつからの依頼なんだ？
依頼人ですか？実は単にあなた方がこういうことをするのを私が見たいだけです。
もうバレちゃった。実際に依頼を引き受けてくれるのを期待してたのに。人間観察をする絶好の機会だわ。ナヒーダだったのか。オイラもキャサリンがそんな変な冗談。星と深淵を目指せ。それ初めっからってことじゃない。それでお前もう十分休めたのか？ええ、前にあなたたちと別れてからずっと深い眠りについて長い夢を見ていたわ。やっぱり家臣探査の夢だったけど、今回のはいい夢だった。夢の中で私は花壇の中央に座っていて、スメールシティの人々が私は飾り付けられた巨大なフロート車の上で花の騎士ファーリスに高く抱え上げられて、子供たちにヤルダーキャンディーを投げてあげていた。ナヒーダ、もしかしたら本来の家臣探査はその夢と同じ感じだったのかもな。あら、私はとても楽しい夢の話をしているのに、どうしてそんな表情をするの？いやいや、同情だなんて。もっとか。そういえばドニアザードの様子は見に行ったか？今あいつ。ええ、目覚めた後病状は安定しているとはいえ、人の身に生じる死域ともいえるマリン病は世界中の誇張問題を解決しない限り根本的に治せはしない。でも今の状況からすれば、おお、万が一家臣短術の輪廻。ええ、賢者たちを調査し計画を阻止することを一番に考えましょう。具体的にどうするかは場所を変えて話した方が良さそうね。だな。冒険者たちのみんな、悪いけど看板娘のキャサリンは Let's continue our chat here. Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their... It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Have you already caught the sages? I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make In any case, I probably can't take... No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught? No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve... Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru. We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could... After all, every person in Sumeru... Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have... According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting in practice... Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to... Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages. You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone. Actually, I already have someone in mind. Setaria. Paimon remembers that we ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated it. Paimon still remembers the smug and... I've always liked observing all... She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic... Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries. The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought the star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes. From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunity, but she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more. Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of...
Take it easy. Good roll. All right, made it.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot. So should we ask the No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a fortune reading for him?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is, suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
This should be our final stop. Cetaria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she owed... Nahida, you've really thought of everything! It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing!
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Was that everybody? Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Cetaria. What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Cetaria face her problems. Cetaria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Cetaria's soft spot. To take advantage of the guilt Cetaria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So how do we set that up? the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sitaria is also too smart to... If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we...
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sitaria for sure.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck?
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're all...
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's get...
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Don't you think my craftsmanship deserves a higher price?
Here she comes! Satari is here!
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say. I'm starting to feel kinda nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening.
Okay then. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something... I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which for...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth. The gods are asking, Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Setaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask... And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer.
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait! Oh, she just ran off in a... Well done. Setaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core. Aw, Nahida, it seems like all I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown no... Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Setaria. He's out of cubes now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. Actually, while we're talking about him...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scar... He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray...
Akeem! You don't mean... You've also...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this! You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure that people... Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicates...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like in reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problem. She can no longer justify everything to her. Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What? This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in...
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's a...
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's... But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really...
How do you know me so well?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated... Please tell me, what can I do?
How much do you know about the sage's current
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, but I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clear... I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still...
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I... let me see...
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to just...
Alright, I trust you.
So,
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to... The Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can... Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of... No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind. Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity. Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully... If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world. Yep. Exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's off? What do you feel is... It's the middle of the night. Of course... No, I think he's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe it's I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now... Well, regardless... There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards. at this hour of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people. Leave now. You need to get out of here. But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here! Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
This should be far enough. Is the heater going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was he called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have... Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot easier. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around. You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some... Even though he turned it down at the time, there's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you, all right. Take a look around.
Are you mercenaries from the
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't... We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a...
The outcast? An outcast? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon and...
You're up, traveler!
Following orders.
Going in! Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey. Boom!
New punch enough.
Invisible evidence! It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements! Oh, and Amber! Help! Look! Everybody stand back!
Busted.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah. Looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up... going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Remarkable condition.
Take it easy. Chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues.
Traveler in Paimon. Kale! It's nice to see you.
To be honest, I'm not doing too well. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule.
Oh, Kale. Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on...
Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago.
He left? But isn't Tainari always saying...
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher, but no. I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made... to leave in such a hurry? Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia. And part of Stiai is something like the... I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at party...
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party Stiai.
Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living
living with Elazar by now. Have you run into Master Tainari? Got it. Will do. Wait! Look who it is! Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey! This was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment. Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm. Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure... Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida... When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the Doctor mentioned depositing information instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind... What a relief. The Doctor sure pulled out some hidden I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's mind. Also, the Doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until... Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then, how do we stop him? He's still at the Academia, so it's possible he already... It feels like he's toying with us. Plus, the Doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being numbered... We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem. Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to parties? Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to... Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Traveler? It is you!
Ah! The voice! It's Hypatia!
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you.
Who's this? She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the... what's it called? Satyavada life? Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Wait, no. Did you already finish it?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with... When my consciousness made contact with the gods. Ah, what a supreme and
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from... My current self has not only gained true insight...
You can do that? I've never heard of anything like that, but...
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
Where are you
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you.
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laughed in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia...
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy...
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
Ah! You... Why are you so mean? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I... already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right. okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able... Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown... Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusion... Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who is occupying the Traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that from... I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so...
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we can...
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that all I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the...
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather... If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never... But I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like the Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon.
blinding sunlight is such a pain. No way I can get a nap in this room.
Astra at... Thank you for Add Astra... Take it easy.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebot. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, he went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here a second ago.
More Aramite mercenaries? How are they working for this?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia? Wait.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the... And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages... Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to... Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I... No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like...
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool place! Let's...
Sino. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Al-Hatham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Al-Hatham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise...
Has Al-Hatham done something wrong? Hyman doesn't think he's as bad as you made him.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Al-Hatham, I take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this... And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in... As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh! What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we...
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. 2 giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds. Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm?
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorms. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of...
Wait, that was you trying to be a
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile your...
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads, and I began to realize that they were cautious of me. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the Academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a...
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you do...
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Al-Haytham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be After all, curiosity often proves to be the most
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and... Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for...
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case...
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those...
Creatures?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions...
Yeah, just leave them to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
it easy. Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
It's time to make plans for the future. I'm getting old. It's time to make plans for the future.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Ah! Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Main in action.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Quietly now. Things are about to get...
Going in! Breath of the flame! Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle On.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become, besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago.
Another of... So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest.
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the Academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia Forest. The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village... But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're...
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. Firstly, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in the Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to... Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A sob, despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. All the houses remained upright. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the...
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story... So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current the Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser... In addition, I've never heard any stories of...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it?
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling...
That look in your eyes. I've never seen... How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use. But easier said than done. Especially since...
Excuse me, are you...
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa Matt?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is...
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are. Why do you call him...
Grandpa is just... I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take...
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around... I was planning to go out and take care...
Whoa! Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp sense.
Sorry, I was only...
All right.
You